Mexico's Progresa Oportunidades program. Is it working? By Farzan Sherazada and Kyle Medeiros. Progresa is an anti-poverty program that was introduced by the Mexican government and is focused on aiding poor families in rural and urban communities. Emphasis in this program to reduce poverty is focused on human capital by improving and strengthening education, health, and nutrition of families' children for future relief. The Mexican government provides incentives such as cash transfers to households when families fulfill obligations such as regular school attendance and routine health clinic visits. The program is founded and managed by top government officials in various branches of the government with strong backing of the president. The operation was effective due to the collective efforts between the education, health, finance, and social security ministries. The program was formed based on the idea that poor families did not invest in human capital from generation to generation, and these families were then caught in a vicious cycle where progress is not made and things do not ever change. Progressive places heavy investment in families young to develop their skills, education, and the opportunity to obtain a high-skilled job with a higher wage upon the highest completion level of education they have received, thus a better and more prosperous life. Like most things in life, there's an opportunity cost with families investing in their kids. By investing in education for their young, the opportunity cost for gone would be present consumption that the family is in dire need of. Thus, with families being able to only scrape by, most poor families take their children from school and have them start working at an early age. There is three main components that make up the Progresa Oportunidades program. One, education. For education, grants are provided for families from primary school to high school. As children progress to a higher grade, the grants also increase. Grants also are slightly higher for girls than boys because girls have a higher dropout rate. 2. Health. For health, the program provides each family member basic health care, with specific emphasis in preventative health care. The basic health care service is provided by government public health institutions. 3. Nutrition. For nutrition, the component includes a fixed monetary transfer, approximately $15.50 or 155 pesos monthly, that would improve food consumption and also give families the necessary nutritional supplements for their children. Implementation of Progresa was the first social program initiated by Mexico's government to foresee the most demanding protocols to evaluate the complete impact of the program. It included control groups that were randomly assigned to give researchers feasible and accurate data to conclude the program's results. A third-party firm known as the International Food Policy Research Institute was hired to manage the evaluation of the program along with some appointed academic economists. The program targeted geographical measures and proxy means tests to eligible communities. Depending on the socioeconomic information garnered by the central government in these communities, households with the poorest conditions were chosen for the program. In most if not all circumstances, payments were given to the head female household member, as they were described by plausible international sources as making better use of financial resources as opposed to their male counterparts. The IFPRI characterized their evaluation of the program as extremely positive. Positive impacts were reported specifically in school enrollment, health clinic attendance, and nutrition. In education, the most impact the program had was identified as children entering secondary school with girls' enrollment increasing over 20% and boys with over 10%. As for health and nutrition, significant effects were reported as well. Children between 1 to 5 involved in the program had 12% lower occurrence of illness than children not in the program. In addition, data from the program has shown increased child growth and reduced child stunting, as reports from Berman and Hoddenot report an increase of 16% in mean growth rate per year for children between 12 and 36 who were in the program. This figure here shows school attendance of children between the ages of 8 and 11. This figure shows school attendance of children 12 to 17 years old. The figure here displays the incidence of illness for newborns to 2-year-olds. This figure displays incidence of illness for 3 to 5-year-olds.
Progresa simultaneously gives impoverished families much-needed income while improving the health and educational status of participants. These factors include proper planning and structure, lack of inefficient bureaucracy, and microeconomic strengths.
As shown by studies of economic growth and development, human capital share of GDP is approximately 33% in lesser developed countries and 45% in middle developed countries. Progressa aims to reduce this prospect by rewarding families who invest in their children's education and health. As mentioned before, people in lesser developed countries often have to make the choice between consumption and survival now instead of investments in future in health and education.
In effect, Progressa then has a double-edged effect on development. There is an increase in income among the poor, alleviating present poverty issues. There are also, perhaps more importantly, a drastic increase in future generations' human capital, leading to the promise of better prospects in the future.
Thus, the program's greatest strength is the double effect that relieves the poor as well as eliminates the difficult decisions many face to keep their children out of school or prevent them from investing in their health. With improved education and health, the hope is this increase in human capital will lead to greater development nationally and allow those who have invested to earn its returns and improve their own lives as well.
Beyond benefiting the individual families that have invested in the human capital as a result of the program conditions, Progressa also produces significant positive externalities. With a better education and healthier populace, the overall society will be more productive, better trained, and healthier, resulting in less public funds going to emergency healthcare. All of these contribute to greater economic productivity and output in the long run for the economy.
The architects of Progressa realized that mothers should be the recipients of the cash and in-kind transfers. Previous research has shown that mothers are more likely to use income towards the health and education of their children and the overall betterment of their family standard of living. By providing the cash and in-kind transfers to mothers, Progressa has successfully identified the population that will use the income in the best and most developmentally positive manner.
Another strength of Progressa is the direct transfer from federal government through banks to mothers. By avoiding intermediaries or inefficient bureaucratic ministries, Progressa prevents any corruption or misallocation of funds and resources that would see the wealthy get a free subsidy while the poor remain in poverty.
Additionally, this direct contact provides for low program operating costs. Progressa is organizationally efficient, with operating expenses of only about 6% of total outlays.
By providing families with cash transfer in exchange for child enrollment and visit to health clinics, Progressa efficiently distributes income. Allowing families to choose how they spend this income and trusting mothers to do what's best for their families, the program allows for the greatest and most efficient expenditure, unlike other programs that restrict spending on some items.
As shown on the graph, a family has an option to buy food or any other good Y with the income of $1,000. The blue curve shows the family's budget possibilities without a cash transfer. With a cash transfer from Progressa, in this example of $300, the family's budget options are expanded, as shown by the red curve. However, if the program were to put restrictions on what the family could buy, they would not be able to allocate their budget in any of the dotted red region.
Because Progressa does not have this restraint, it maximizes the options families have in their budget. This allows families to allocate their income where it is most needed, leading to efficiency in their budget. Progressa still has conditions attached to its cash transfer, the condition that children attend school. While this forces households to lose income from having children work, the condition is actually much better than those such as requirements for what the money is spent on. Additionally, the condition also creates a positive externality, benefiting the whole community. Progressa has only had a marginal effect in improving attendance among primary school children, due to the already high enrollment rates.
Additionally, as is the case with most schooling, Progressa does not account for the quality of school, only the quantity. This is an issue that might need to be resolved on a more structural level from the Mexican government, as they need to increase the quality of the rural schools. As a result, the program has been reorienting funding towards secondary school, where there are much larger dropout rates. Additionally, the benefits of the program were initially based only on attendance, rather than providing incentives for performance. Oportunidades added this component to reward superior performance.
With a committed government structure that is dedicated to provide an efficient, direct, and targeted program similar to Mexico's Progresa, most economists agree synonymous programs can be set up in developing nations with large rural populations significantly lacking human capital.
As Progresa is relatively new, economists stress the need for further research and checkups on the earliest and current groups of students and families so that the long-term effects and benefits can be more well known, documented, and applied in other settings. Thank you for watching our presentation.